it won't work. There has to be some sort of last resort trigger pull you can go to say, look, the fight's got to start now. Korea is going to be using that same Jin pick that we saw Brazil use to not a great effect in game number 1, but we still saw BRTT get some damage in some of the fights, even with only 2 items. He was
classic Soas, right there.
Okay.
A tip for everyone at home, if you want to climb in solo queue as a top laner, just pick Maokai. And just go Aftershock, pick Maokai, and you can win lane. You are insanely strong even in the mid game. You're almost unkillable at some point in the game. Like, Maokai is actually amazing at the moment, and he's so easy to play. How do you mess him up?
It's very hard. You have a point-and-click stun.
I guess you can ult the wrong way, like that would be bad, but like apart from that, you literally cannot mess up Maokai.
And the roots even spawn a little bit behind you, so even if you ult the wrong way, if you're right on
still
top of
kinda
the guy,
hit someone?
it'll still like hit him sort of crookedish. It's hard to mess up Maokai.
If you want some free LP, Maokai is the answer. He might not be the most fun up in the top lane, but
Kind of a dog champ.
winning is fun.
Kind of a dog champ.
Kinda, and it's Soas playing it, of course.
Yeah, you know how that's gonna work. So Talia and Rise banned out by Europe, trying to target that mid lane pool a little bit for Faker. Sejuani banned by Korea, wanting to see what they can limit in the jungle here.
You know what I want from Yankees? I want aggressive picks. Give me Lee Sin or Kha'Zix. Electrocute in there. Try and actually go around and make some big
Carry
plays happen.
junglers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elise right now can burst people down as well so fast. And Yankees is the kind of player to do it. So it's actually a good thing for him that Sejuani gets banned.
Oh,
lock that in.
Lock that purple bug in there.
Click on the button regularly.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to see too. Because Yankos, you're looking at the one guy on this European All-Star team that didn't go to, that wasn't on one of the 3 teams that went to Worlds.
Yeah,
right? You got 2 players from Fnatic, 2 from Misfits, and Yankos from H2K.
I talked to him before the game. He promised me he's been spending every moment since the season ended for him practicing just for All-Star. Predicted he was going to get voted in. Now he's here. He didn't actually say all these things. I kind of made it up.
But you just ruined the entire
I know, but
presentation.
I suddenly felt bad for him because now I made it sound cocky that he already knew he was going to All-Star, and that wasn't the intention. Anyway, no excuse from Yankos, no burnout. He's been having 3 months to get ready for this one game against Korea because that's all that matters. You got to beat Korea.
This is the Korea that if you beat it, you can say, I beat that Korean team.
The Korean super team.
This is probably one of the greatest amalgamations of Korean talent you will ever see in League of Legends on the same team on Summoner's Rift.
Yes, sir. Sadly, we get a top Kenshin.
Yeah, there's going to be top Kenshin every game. We wanted to see games that were high octane, high energy, and in your face.
Oh, we get
the Kench off the bench every game. But okay, we get Blitzcrank, so maybe we can see something. If you pulled him away from the Tom Kench, they can't save him.
That's true.
Yep.
But what I actually wanted to see was Xerath support, MF80 carry, just pick another mid laner, and then you had like a sick poke lane against Tom Kench, and you can try and do that against him. Now, I love Blitzcrank from Ignore, absolutely love it. Aftershock is super, super strong as well, so it can work. But again, there's Tom Kench on the other side, and it's gonna make it so difficult.
Well, let's see what he can do on this, because I remember watching him play Blitzcrank at Worlds and just being blown away by some of the things this guy was able to do with this champion. I hope to get to see a little bit more of that here today, and I hope for some level 1 cheese is what I hope for.
Oh yeah, we can definitely get that, and we need roaming from him as well. There's a lot of movement speed runes you can take if you want. I also want to see what he picks for the laning phase, because Dematerializer for the lane
Dematerializer
can actually do work.
It's such a meme.
It can give you earlier level 2. We'll talk about in-game if it's there. And then you can try and use that to actually get ahead in the lane. But again, Tom Kench devour.
I want to see Summoner Spellbook, and he starts with Smite and steals the enemy buff at level 1.
Okay, that is kind of cool as well. I want to see a lot of things from this Blitzcrank, actually. I want to see a lot of roaming. I want to see fun runes.
All right, let's hope that we get something really cool from him then. As we load into game number 2, the Korean All-Star team, the super team, the one that everybody was like, how are these guys even allowed to be on the same team together, versus the European All-Star squad. Oh, look at that. Fans going at it back and forth with the signs in the audience. NA greater than EU, EU greater than NA. Well, let's see. Okay,
I just want to get in this game. I want to look at Blitzcrank items.
Here's how we know. Okay, looking at the Blitzcrank items. He took Aftershock. That's no fun. That's not Summoner Spellbook. But he actually took the Dematerialize. All right, you win.
So there, it's really weird to use it because again, it's on cooldown at the start of the game, so you can't just instantly use it, and the cooldown after actually using the item as well is fairly long. So it's something where you need to time it correctly to get the full value out of it. One thing you can do is actually don't use it on the first wave, but when the second wave arrives in the bot lane, you need to kill the 3 melees to get level 2. That's where you used it the first time on the first melee, or just one of those 3 melees, get level 2 faster, and then try and go for an all-in. But again, Gorilla can just take Devour level 1, and then he sits back and he can just eat prey to actually stop this from happening. But Ignor is aiming to get a level advantage in the bot lane by just getting level 2 and 3 and 4 a little bit faster than the Korean bot lane, and then try and make a play.
All right, EU goes in. They drop the ward on the red buff, and then they immediately get out. They figure that Korea is probably wise to what they're going to do with the Blitzcrank. This is the oldest solo queue trick in the book, so as with the ward over the wall in case Korea tries to steal the red buff back. I mean, there was effort at level 1 this time at least. You got to see the teams try to do something sneaky, but we didn't actually see any payoff for it. So we'll just see the junglers starting off the bottom side here, but Korea will actually steal away the EU red buff.
All right, Ambition, good start from him. So once again, as we said before here, item, the Dematerializer, is still on cooldown from Ignor, so he can't use it instantly. He has to wait. Power Evil right now is getting ganked.
Level 2 gank from Ambition's Jarvan with that electrocute at the very end to make sure he gets some extra damage down.
Ooh, yeah, good start. Down the bottom lane again. Cooldown is so long here for this Blitzcrank. Not able to do a whole lot. He's still waiting for it to be ready.
And there is that darn zombie ward again. We talked about how good these were in the first game. That ward is going to sit there, and that's going to tell you if Jankos is coming into the jungle. If you're Ambition, he will know if this Kha'Zix is coming to counter jungle him. He feels totally safe with this.
Good start here from Ambition's side. Meanwhile, as well, level 2 for Korean bot lane. As we said, you can't use that Dematerializer a little bit early. Cooldown was even longer than I remembered as well. So he's still sitting not being able to use it for the first time, meaning his little rush level 2 trick is actually not possible. However, you can still use it to try and get level 3 and 4 a little bit faster. It's so hard, and oftentimes it just feels so damn bad.
Yup. I'm pretty sure this is one of the... I think this is actually the first time I've seen anyone use this rune. It is a very...
He's used it once.
Seldom used rune. Simply because it's so limited in most of its applications. Blitzcrank's one of the few champions that feels like they could really get something out of it, you know? So I want to see this pay off for Ignor. I want to see him be this mastermind.
Oh, Jankos. Oh, that's
Faker. That was really brave, but bottom side, it's Gorilla gobbling up prey to see.
All right, so ignore the runes right now in Ignor. Instead, he just lands the hook onto prey. Good poke coming in from Reckless as well. That is important down in that bottom lane. Also, another thing is, if you want to move forward as Blitzcrank and they're hiding behind a minion and want to use their Dematerializer on the minion to kind of surprise them, it doesn't really work either because it takes a little bit of time before the minion actually dies, and they can still kind of dodge to the side. So far, I must admit, my own research on this made it sound way cooler than it actually was.
There's a reason why I was doubtful of you.
Seeing it for the first time, the fact you can't use it to rush for level 2 kind of means it's really lost a lot of value.
Because, okay, when I first heard about Minion Dematerializer, I figured it would kind of be like some of the cheese you see people do with Blitzcrank in bottom lane in solo queue games when they're tilted, where they take Smite on Blitzcrank and Smite creep
exactly.
and immediately pull through
But it takes time before it kills the minion.
You use it on it, and the opponent sees the thing. It's like, oh, I should step out of the way. Soaz should have stepped out of the way of some of that damage, and Blueface almost able to find him. But Soaz stays alive.
Oh, okay, starts to recall behind the tower as well because Cuvee is out of mana. Cuvee might try and interrupt it. I want to say, you know, I don't even care.
Yeah, I feel like it can interrupt. I don't even think he had enough mana for the shock blast.
Oh, I think just towards the end, maybe he could have tried. But again, we're talking tiny amount of mana right there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Ignor. Funny enough, still level 3 in his Blitzcrank. Not getting that by any means. Used 2 stacks so far.
Third one's ready to go. It's off cooldown. I don't know exactly what this thing is.
Dude, in my head, it sounded so cool.
It's a 10-second cooldown in between uses.
I know. But it's more the fact it's on cooldown. You can start for so long.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying on that one. It feels pretty bad. Maybe that's the buff it needs. Use it at level 2 for cheese.
I actually think that could make it really good. Well, really good is a strong word here.
I was going to say, that might be a little audacious of a statement. That could make it somewhat viable.
It could make it less bad.
Okay. All right, I think that's fair language.
Oh, Ambition right here, realizing he has no control in the bottom lane. It's all EU territory right now with those wards. Ignar forcing him away as well. Jankos, no flash, you gotta remember that.
Is fearless here, just really not worried. Walks into the brush, gets himself out in time.
I feel like if he's fearless, he stays in and takes the fight.
Well,
jumped out?
No, I mean, he jumped out after he knew there was danger.
Oh, you mean
when he
check?
Yeah, face check the bush, doesn't care if there's danger or not. If there is, he can leave. I said fearless. He's not dumb.
Oh, fair enough. Top lane, I like the study from Cube. He's like, yeah, Maokai healing, kind of annoying to deal with. Executioner's calling instantly. I'm going to be so annoying up in this lane here. This is a Korean Jace who wants to split push and take down that tower as fast as possible and then start moving around the map and just sniping, squishing players.
Soaz trying to go in there, find some damage onto him, but so hard to win a trade against Jace as anything.
Well, also Soaz is not specking for the lane here with his runes. Spellbook on the Maokai. This is what we said before Champ Select. This European team, there's innovation. There are people trying a lot of different funny things. So he will sit right now with TP. Gotta see what he changes to later.
That's what I was about to ask, is I'm struggling to figure out which summoner spell you would want instead of TP Flash on Maokai. Is he just taking it for cooldown?
I think so, because
okay.
Reduce cooldown on TP, go bot lane more often, feed Reckless more often. It's a classic Fnatic strategy. It's been done all year.
Yeah,
Source is the top laner of Fnatic who's used to going bot lane to feed Reckless. Less cooldown, go bot lane more often, get more kills. I see it.
We may not even see him change the summoner spells at all. He may just read from the same page of the spell book all game long. He can just read it faster.
And if it's a great page, you can keep rereading it.
Jankos farming up his own Raptors, walking away now. Ambition already level 6. Jankos not level 6 in the Cosmos yet. No evolution.
Let's also see here with the top lane, we have a Malzahar coming, we have a Jarvan coming.
Soaz putting up a good fight here against Kube. Oh man, the Korean team's looking for blood on this one. Ambition goes through. Soaz! That's not a dog champ, baby! First blood over to EU!
Telling you guys, Maokai top lane, man. Free LP right there. Just go for it. Swords with the big plays. Cube getting surprised by the flash engage. That's first blood for Europe. Still do lose the Maokai in the end. Ignar already roaming. Still 2 stacks left. He wants minions.
Let's see what if they can do anything here. They went 1 for 1. Top laners are dead. Ambition and Faker going after this blue Sentinel. And I'll just go over to Faker. No fight.
Still though, right now, this is going to be the kind of game that's going to be fast-paced, I feel like. There's going to be a lot of roaming. There's going to be a lot of TPs from the Maokai with the spell book. Ignar is mid again.
Ignar wanting to go for that grab. Can't quite find it, but there's your stun. Jankos wanting to jump back in now. Stopwatch to keep Faker safe. Ignar tries to go back into the uppercut. Xerath Artillery misses.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Prey and Gorilla are taking down that tower. They're used to this, by the way. The enemy team going mid and top lane and making stuff happen. They just hit bot lane, they just play right now. And then they don't need their own team to help them. They're always the ones playing just a 2v2 lane on their own. And right now, they're taking down his turret.
One thing I want to comment on, you probably already noticed it in the mid lane, but Jankos' first evolution on the ultimate for the Kazakhs. Very popular train of play this game, or this patch, I should say, this meta. Gives you that stealth every time you step into a bush, as long as you're out of combat. Makes it faster, makes it stealthier. It's just very effective for moving around the map.
And it fits the comp as well, where you have Moby Boots Blitzcrank on your team as well. You want to be so mobile here. You want to just constantly move around, look for picks left and right if you are the European team. Korea is much more of a team fighting composition. Keep the time catch with the carries. Top lane right now, Jankos on the way.
Jankos trying to get in there as quickly as possible. Already used his lead. So has
free win Maokai.
1v1ing Kube at this point, and the missile from the Kazakhs for the kill.
Goddamn Maokai, man. So tanky already with the Bramble Vest in there. Bot lane tower will go down. Rex is forced to flash away. Can he stay alive?
All right, Gorilla and Prey trying to find these shots. One hit, second and third miss. Reckless still trying to get himself out of this one. Ambition looking for the dunk, able to find it onto Ignar, but he gets himself out. And the pull will not do anything. Gorilla is there with the save as soon as that pull would connect.
So first turret for Korea in the bottom lane. Classic Western team versus Korea we're seeing here. Big aggressive plays from the Western team, the Korean team. Slow and steady.
Slow and calculated.
Yeah, take down the objectives, get the 2,000 gold lead. Jankos telling Soaz he doesn't like him, knocks him back towards Cube.
now Korea has started up the Infernal Drake themselves. That is a great first Drake skip. We didn't see first Drake till 19 minutes in game number 1, and now in game number 2, Korea says, well, Infernal Drake might be worth getting a little bit earlier than that. Yep. They pick her up at about 10 and a half.
And another game right now where we see the inspiration tree being used as well quite a lot. We have the boots coming in. Of course, oh, Yanko's top lane again.
Yanko's going for another play onto Kuve here, seeing if maybe he's got the damage for this one. Kuve running in the river, indicating he's got help nearby. EU calls it off.
Calls it off, but again, a lot of magical boots right now, a lot of biscuits as well here around the map. Very good for the early lane phase. And a lot of teams are speccing for early game to try and get that advantage, especially with poke comps. This is what we see top lane. QA effectively deals almost no damage to Soas right now, and actually takes some damage in return, and the Maokai base damage is actually pretty high.
And you can see that right here because it does enough damage to let Jankos get the kill by just Qing and Wing the Jace. Kuve, for somebody who drafted a champion that's designed to win lane and bully his opponent, and he's got the Executioner's calling for the split push situation like you were talking about, Soaz is just not having any of it. He's willing to fight this guy all the way to the death. I love that. He
doesn't care right now. Rex is on the way with a lane swap here.
All right, Soaz trying to make the move, gets the knockback. There comes your MF ulti. Down! They get the kill yet again. 3 deaths for Kuve.
And that's how it's very low up here in the top lane. But meanwhile, bot lane, we have Praying Gorilla pushing. They're moving towards mid lane. Power Weevil needs to be careful now. He's already recalling. Oh, he might actually get caught out.
Oh, stun onto Ambition. Throws some damage down onto himself. Yankov's looking to provide the damage, but now the bug gets squished. Faker grabbing his first kill, his second kill, excuse me, of the game.
So also TP to mid as well while Rick is taking that tower. Europe here trying to defend the mid lane turret. Korea sieging with 4 members.
This is going to be a hard push to stop.
Kill the minions.
Xerath ulti onto the minion line to just try to buy some time. You will also find its way into there. That Arcano Pulse. Nice pull from Ignar, but it's on the Gorilla. Stun comes through. Right with some counterattack damage. A couple blows traded back and forth, but it doesn't really do anything.
There's still 1 stack left on the dematerializer. Side.
What is
that was so useless.
Yeah, it hasn't done anything.
It was so useless.
Like, might as well just gone, okay, I don't want my root. I'll just do something else with it.
I love that he's trying.
Right.
And
he's giving it a shot.
About All-Star here, you don't have to pick troll things. Like, Blitzcrank is a good pick for him. It's a serious pick. And you are allowed to try some of the new runes and see if you can make it work. Sadly for him, this game, not the case. Soas just won the Maokai.
That was one of the most disrespectful walk-bys I ever saw. The Jace is standing right there. He's like, hey, I need you to get out of my way. I gotta catch up with this wave. I love it. Soaz just playing the way we want to see Soaz play. And like you said, All-Stars, this is a great event to have new runes be played on.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it lets players experiment.
Oh, let's see what happens here. Top lane.
Okay, so what I was talking about with Soaz and his disrespect, I feel like it's actually going to come back and bite him a little bit here.
He's done this before, though.
Fires off the ulti, trying to stay alive. Jankos comes around, and he says, all right, I'll see you later. Adios. All right, so Kuve gets his first kill. That's good for him.
Important. He's died 3 times already. Been definitely the target right now up in that top lane. Meanwhile, bot lane has been perfectly fine for Praying Gorilla. Now, Faker as well mid, 145 CS, 2 kills. Not a bad player either, so no. I guess it's okay that your mid laner is getting all these kills if you are the Korean lineup.
Not the worst guy to have all the money on. And talking about the money, I mean, the game's 3-3 in kills, 1-1 in turrets. There's an extra Drake on the side of Korea, but that's only worth 25 gold. But they're still up almost 2K just because the advantages they've built in terms of farm. Look at literally every single role except for AD carry.
And again, we talked about a European line was like going to be super crazy about roaming around and trying to like force plays with the Kha'Zix evolving R with as well the Blitzcrank, and it's not been that successful for them yet. They need to keep finding these targets who are alone, like Cube down the bottom lane.
Let's see if they can get him again here. Ignar coming out of the brush, looking to get that knock up. First Xerath ulti's not going to connect, but they've got the rest of the damage easy peasy. Ambition able to get the dunk down onto Jankos. There's your return kill. It's a 1-for-1.
Good reaction right once again here by Tahm Kench, and Ignar is now behind enemy lines.
This is not going to be a 1-for-1 for long. Ignar just kind of thrown under the bus here. They give that one over to Ambition. Tahm Kench knows he's not needed.
We've really seen so far, though, that Tahm Kench needs to be considered as a phase 2 ban.
Yep.
Especially if you want to play things like Blitzcrank and these like roaming comps where you're very aggressive. Mid lane, yeah, that doesn't work either.
Nope. Tahm Kench.
That was a flash W from Source. Obviously, you can use a bit more with the spellbook. Reducing that cooldown on it. Cuba is actually joining.
Wants to get some damage onto this back line. Power of Evil, such a long-range champion on this Xerath. The definition of an artillery pick. But if you get onto him, he's so very easy to kill. If he's caught out of position at all, PoE's going to have to be so mindful of where these TPs and these flanks are coming in from, especially with tools like the teleport and like the ulti from Tahm Kench. Lots of things to be mindful of. Let's see if Korea can take this tier 1 down now. Yeah, I don't think so.
It's kind of that same setup we saw a bit with the North American team in the last game, where they have like super strong, like long-range damage they can deal, and then they have Tahm Kench protecting the backline, and they just start playing like siege games. They play very aggressive towards turrets, and anything can't do much. This is a good play from Europe. Like, they're going bot lane to secure a kill, but instantly, Tahm Kench brings in a Jarvan, and it's not a 3v1 or 4v1. It's now a 3v3 or 4v3, and suddenly, that advantage you just gained by getting the 1 kill is gone because you lose a member on the way out.
I mean, look at the kills on Europe. You've got 4. The deaths on Kuve is also 4. So you're making a really good statement for Jace isn't going to have a good game.
And they're killing a world champion, which is also worth a lot.
Yeah, you're killing a world champion. That's worth bonus points. But at the end of the day, you've still got to win the game. You've still got to kill the other guy's Nexus. That's League of Legends.
That is definitely League of
The
Legends.
Jace is not the Nexus. So I
Yes.
want to see the EU strategy focus a bit more on the Nexus and how to get there instead of the Jace now. Can they get that Jarvan? Nope, it's Tahm Kench again, baby.
Oh, Soul's coming behind them,
Buzz from behind. Can he make the flank with the big ulti? He needs to be able to find these plays. Righteous Glory into the middle of multiple people. Jhin ult opens up. Soaz going to be soaking those bullets. One more shot on a Yankus might finish him off. Not today.
Oh, the Rift shot
Shock Blast going to be blocked by the heroic Crab. And then gets smacked down with the hammer.
Taken out. That's a Mountain Drake now for the Korean team. Once again, it's Europe trying to make a play. Tahm Kench denies it. And suddenly Korea can actually turn around the fight and start landing long-range poke. Vega finds the right target with his ult, and Europe forced away.
Even though nobody died in the fight, Europe was on the losing end of it. Their jungler's got 200 HP. You give the objective away, and the Korean advantage, no matter how close the game might seem, is getting more and more insurmountable. 4,000 gold, 17 and a half minutes in. That's not a small thing to have to overcome.
It's nothing. Doesn't matter.
You gotta have faith, right? You gotta believe.
Wait for the next big play. Turns it all around. Europe is basically waiting for Baron to spawn, and then they start creating the picks.
Okay.
Because then you can take Baron. It is a smart strategy called do nothing for 20 minutes.
Because there's nothing to fight for.
Because there's no Baron anyway.
Okay. Soaz caught out. A lot of damage onto him.
That's why you don't try to do anything.
Yeah, because as soon as you try to do something, you're gonna get caught out by a Malzahar ult.
Yeah, Korea just kills you. Like that.
So the less stuff you try to do, the less stuff you're gonna get punished for. And then you wait for Baron and you punish them.
Common sense, honestly.
League of Legends 101.
For Europe right now, they're down to the 5K goal. You have 4K before. I raised 5K in this case. And they kind of lost the map completely as well. There's a lot of blue wards. And when you play, Kha'Zix and Blitzcrank, you really want to find some, empty spaces on the map where they don't actually
dark
see you.
pockets there.
Yeah, just a few at least so you can hide and hook them over the wall. This Blitzcrank so far, it's been a little bit lackluster, we have to say.
He has used all the dematerializer stacks.
Finally, he's used them. Bonus damage against the minions. Utilize it.
That's what's going to break this game wide open to Fishio.
I will say also, one of the reasons it looked even worse than normal in this game was because there's a Tahm Kench on the other side and they weren't winning early laning phase. So when you have to use it like when you're already pushing your own turret, it really doesn't do anything for you. If you can actually play very aggressive and you can kind of control the lane, you can use it to get a quick level up. If you need 1 minion for the next level, you can use it there. Quickly you get early level, a few seconds earlier, and you can try and use that to make, and engage a play in bot lane. It requires you, however, to actually be winning the lane, or at least have control in lane. Not the case here.
Yeah, never really happened for EU so far. Once again, this game, even though you're not seeing the same picks as last time, you don't see the Varus along with the DMF instead, it's still lethality stacking. It's still Ghostblade, Duskblade for both of these guys. It's all about penetrating those low armor values that are so prevalent right now. I mean, look at the Jarvan itemization. You got Cinderhope, you got a Spectre's Cowl. Look at over on Kha'Zix, Warrior into Black Cleaver. There's no armor here. There's nothing that's going to stop that damage from ringing true. And if Misfortune can land a big ulti, maybe that's the EU win condition.
I mean, it's always something to look for, especially in the mid game where her ulti really shines against these targets. Yeah, late game, it gets harder and harder to use MFO properly. People are a bit more tanky. There are things like Locket and Redemption that's going to suddenly put a lot of HP back on the side of Korea. And they tend to also coordinate better late game fights. Saying there's an MF ulting, here's a Jarvan in your face, here's a Flash Mauser ulti, there's a Rift Herald in the mid lane.
Yeah, there's a Rift Herald onto your turret, taking off half the HP instantly. Another big swing of the claws to take it a little bit below that. Korea is putting on the pressure to Fischio. What does EU do? Baron is alive.
They are engaging.
All right, now we're going to go in. Soaz looking to start things off. They're going to be able to find some damage, but the Kench there with the save. Gorilla again on the mark. But Power of Evil brings down the damage from a long way away. EU wanting to chase this one down. Soaz looking to jump right back in yet again. It's Jankos who's going to be falling first. Soaz second. A double kill for Faker. Bray opens up, looking for even more. A double kill for PoE now. Oh, multiple members down on both sides as Bray with the snipe makes it a 3 for 2.
Again, there's so much poke on the side of Korea here. So many long-range abilities to land. Europe is all about all-inning. Get straight into that fight. They killed the first member. Gorilla delayed that so long in this fight, but they still got 2. Ended up losing 3 on the way out, so not actually anything Europe could really use. In this case, they can't push anything. They can't get anything in return. Let's see the engage here again. Like, so it's saying, no, we got to fight. Engage on the first target. Obviously, Gorilla is here to stop Ambition from dying instantly, but that's MF ult used as well now. And Faker's full HP at this point. Prey is able to get out of the fight despite being low and in the front first, and then he can charge up that ulti. And then you have this long-range damage that's coming in, and the rest of Europe has got to run away.
He hits all 4 shots onto Ignar here.
And he saves it. He saves the last one. He saves it, and then Ignar suddenly is a target. Beautiful play.
That's the 2018 sequel to American Sniper. Korean Sniper, starring
Right
Prey.
there.
Dialing those shots in. Total damage dealt to champions in the last fight. It's all about the 80 carries, baby.
Definitely not about the junglers, right?
No.
94 and 373.
for 300. Neither one of them caught up to Blitzcrank. The 2 of them together barely beat Blitzcrank.
Who needs damage from junglers anyway?
Yeah, it's not like you pick Kha'Zix and Jarvan. But
it's all about the poke.
It's all about what the Xerath can do, what the Malzahar can do, and what those 80 carries can do. Reckless actually the highest damaging character in that last fight. And Goss really got to be mindful of all this now. He did take the Void Spike evolution second, so he's got more slows coming out from his missiles. They hit more targets.
And we're seeing a game here from Korea where it's not, again, about just forcing dumb fights everywhere. It is really about playing just the map smart. They have so much vision control during this game. They have so much vision control now around Baron as well. And of course, like, yeah, you might not play together normally on this lineup, but all these players have been playing for such a long time. There's so much experience on this lineup. They can all set up a map properly and then punish a team if they're not ready for it, like right here.
Yeah, this is not where you want to see yourselves at. The lane getting pushed up.
They're going to lose mid down.
For now.
They're just pulling them. Go bot lane defense,
so
go mid lane.
Everywhere.
And then eventually, if you don't get a tower, you get a Drake or something.
Oh, flash ulti from Faker, but Reckless with the QSS. He's prepared for this. Power of Evil dodging away from some of these shots, but it's not enough. Prey's got him again. The turret goes down. Ambition's in the pit with Jankos. They grab him too. Reckless trying to fire off the bullet time, but it won't do anything.
Lethality, baby, right there against the target with no armor. Power of Evil had heal ready. Didn't think that last shot was actually going to kill him. Just went down. That was a lot of damage coming in from Prey.
2 lethality items completed with a serrated Dirk for the 3rd one. It's just so difficult to do anything about it.
People gotta go back to stacking Ninja Tabbies right now against all these lethality users.
Baron's going down. Soaz trying to come in there, seeing if maybe they can do anything. Ambition with the secure. EU trying to get themselves away. Cube coming in for the flank, instead gonna get himself killed. Might be the start for this fight that EU needs, but it's Ambition going into the back line, able to find the damage onto Reckless. Soaz falls too. Ignar's not long for this world, and Korea will grab themselves a Baron and a 1 for 3.
10,000 gold lead for them at the moment. 4 turrets already down. They want an inhib now, and the European lineup's only way out is really just keep forcing fights. But you are so far behind, you should be able to win. We need like the sickest MF ulti ever. And we need 5 Korean members to literally close their eyes and just dance in the MF ult for the entire duration.
And they need to be spaced out enough that they get hit by all 5 Maokai roots.
That would also be very good. And then Power of Evil needs to land all these AoE skills on all 5 members.
Right. After they get hit by the Misfortune thing and the Maokai roots, they all have to stand right on top of each other as a defense mechanism and get hit by every Xerath ult.
And if that doesn't happen, and I feel like Europe will lose this game, Cuvée, of course, continuing the trend of feeding in this game. Make sure that
somebody's got to do it. It's a tough job.
This is All-Star. We're here to celebrate players, right? QA wants to make sure that the European players are getting some kills.
Right. He's sharing the wealth. He's saying, hey, you guys are going to get some cool score lines too.
Exactly, and the casters will say your name when you kill me, and everyone is happy. It's good branding. QA, nice guy, super nice.
Yeah. Cube's making this game fun for everybody. There's 10 players in a game of League of Legends, Deficio. You got to be looking out for yourself and the other 9 guys.
I respect that. Faker, on the other hand, 603. He's just here to basically get a ton of kills for himself. Doesn't care about everyone else. And Faker will just take down this tower eventually.
Faker is so wealthy right now. 12,900 gold compared to the 9,200 of his opponent. He is just really set to carry the game completely. Tom Kench again. Please start banning this. All-star teams. Tom Kench is so incredibly strong right now.
I mean, after the first game, we saw the teams learn, okay, ban Zoe. That was step 1. Step 2 is ban Tom Kench. And then we are actually successfully banning all the right champs. Cuvée once again.
Step 3, Cuvée trying to avoid some deaths here, getting himself away. But he's just buying time. The rest of his team, they're pushing down into the bottom lane inhibitor turret to take that one down rapidly. Inhibitor now exposed. Mid lane inhibitor turret going to be next target here. Gorilla pulled in, not really in any real danger as Ambition and Faker rotate over to 4 versus 4. Soaz here on the side has no ulti, remember. Righteous Glory still going to be used.
And as Soaz is actually, he swapped over to Barrier right now. Not using TP at the moment, just wants to be a little bit more tanky for himself on this Maokai. The early use of TP wasn't really effective to get more kills for Europe on the bottom side. It was all about killing top lane, actually, in this game here. But I like the idea still.
Plus, I mean, they're confined to their base. You TP from top lane inhibitor turret to bottom lane inhibitor turret. You don't really got to TP anymore.
There you go.
Take the barrier and try not to die.
Like Jankos.
Inhibitor. Yep, Jankos is, he's not doing anything anymore. As now the suppression onto Ignar is going to take him out too. Godlike for Faker, an appropriate title for the man who's always in every League of Legends conversation and the man who is spearheading this attack into the EU base right now. Soaz, the target for Gorilla, Prey, and Cuvée, trying to get himself away. Gorilla taken low, but he's Tom Kench, doesn't really care, has the thick skin. Prey unstoppable with that auto attack, 5-0 and 7 on the Jhin. Bullet time opens up, not going to do a whole lot. Soaz just gets hammered around by Cuvée, and that is it. Korea on to the Nexus. Honestly, what a lot of people are expecting from the Korean super team, turns out they're pretty damn good.
Exactly, like this is exactly what we want to see from them in the first game. You know, control early game, get a few kills on some of your good carries, and then just roll over the enemy team because